Hey, everybody, welcome back. HSC Podcast. Big Box Steve on the mic. Got the Big Smooth and Fresh West. So, great agenda for you tonight. We got a sports segment. We're going to be talking NFL free agency, um, the new segment with the best player at their respective position for the teams, and then we'll finish up with the NBA question of the day. So, good agenda. Stick around. Before we jump into that, I want to talk about two new things. The segment we're doing now with the NBA prop bets, those are only coming out as shorts. So if you're watching the podcast and you want to hear those, make sure you subscribe because that's how you'll get those shorts for the prop bets. And you know, good or bad, you can judge for yourself. I think we've been doing pretty well, actually higher and better than I thought we were doing, and so we'll see how that continues. But the subscribers asked for it, so that's what they get.
Hey,
So
as
good
long as
job.
they play, right? So we,
Well, hey, if they play or not, that's up to them. That's what you want. They want the bets. We got them the
no, I
bets.
mean, like if the players play, Trey
Oh
Young,
yeah.
I'm talking to
Well, you're
you.
always gonna have that, like where a DMP comes up, or like tonight where a guy gets in early foul trouble. There's just not a lot you can do to recover most of the time. So that happens. Otherwise, everybody would win. All right, so we'll keep shooting those out for you and get those on the shorts. And then I do want to bring back one other segment, which was always a fun segment, and it's going to be the way too hard trivia, but it's sports edition, obviously, because this is the sports segment. So I'm gonna start you guys off with an easy one. NBA all-time leader in rebounds is Wilt Chamberlain. How many rebounds did he average per game for his career?
What?
Best guess.
25.
12.
All right, there's closest 23. That's why it's way too hard. This one's Derek, you might have a chance this one. Wes, I don't know, maybe. How many career home runs did Ken Griffey Jr. hit?
Geez, 5'11.
So you can get closest. It's kind of like Price is Right at this point, Wes.
Yeah, it was like 420.
No, it was 630, I believe, but let
Oh,
me double
dang.
check real
Okay.
quick. Yeah, 630 career home runs, so it's pretty good. Actually, at 200 with the Reds, that surprised me to see
Well,
how
yeah.
many
I
hit with
mean,
the
he
Reds.
would have, if he wouldn't have had injury issues, he would have had a lot more too.
Okay, last one. This is West might have an advantage here. Who holds the most career tackles in Super Bowl games?
Like career Super Bowl games or in a
Yep.
game.
Nope. In games played, total games played. How many? Who has the most tackles?
Jack Lambert. Yeah.
Um,
You guys hint. It's a Patriot.
Brewski.
Close. You only had 23 combined. Rodney Harrison, surprisingly,
Oh, okay.
34 combined tackles, 26 solo.
We're thinking linebackers instead of going to
Yeah,
safety.
that
Yeah.
was well. That's like I said, is a little surprising. But a linebacker did have the most in one game. You know how many that was? This is a crazy stat. One Super Bowl, fairly recent, not like today, but not like old school. Middle linebacker, total tackles in a game, 18 total tackles.
Jeez. Is he a Hall of Famer?
No, this is
No.
a tough one. It's Dan Morgan, Panthers.
Oh,
Yeah. So
and
those were some tough ones.
that was the Cam Newton Super Bowl, or was
Uh,
that the Jake Delhomme Super Bowl?
38. Who played in 38, Wes?
Patriots and Panthers.
There you go.
So it's the Delhomme.
All right. Well, you can't always get them all right. You guys are better at movies apparently, but those ones are really hard.
Those are like very specific, like needing to know.
All right, so let's jump into NFL free agency. I know we've been dying to talk about it. There's a couple of things happen we're going to talk about is, who's done really well so far, but of course, what's trending right now, Max Crosby situation. I mean, I can't go on any social media. I can't go on anything. You're going to see something on Crosby, right?
Yeah.
Well, breaking news, Max Crosby came out and goes, everything happens for a reason. Believe nothing you hear and half of what you see. I'm a Raider. I'm back. Run this as.
Yeah.
So he's staying a Raider, or they're going to exercise offers from other teams.
Well, I mean, I think the whole time it was we want to keep him unless someone gives us two firsts, right? And that's why the Ravens are like, we'll give you two firsts. And they're like, okay, we'll trade you. Now that the Ravens, did what they did, he tanked his trade value. They're not going to trade him. Like all the vultures coming around, like, oh, we'll give you a third.
Yeah,
No,
right.
they're just going to keep him. And you know what? Let him play. There's a trade deadline, right? If the Raiders are not doing very good and Crosby looks great, and then he's like, oh, well, the Bears just need that one guy. Well, the Bears give up two firsts to make the Super Bowl, right? I mean,
Yeah. What's your thoughts on the Crosby situation, Wes?
Yeah, he's probably going to stay with the Raiders, and it makes sense. Like now, our defense is going to be the only problem is we pay these free agents. So how are we going to pay your Crosby though?
They
well, they
got a
had
lot of money.
tons, they had tons of space.
They do, yeah. Well, you might as well because then our defense will be even more legit. So
Well, I saw a thing and it had him because they're going 3-4, and they had him as a like a D end, and I'm like, I don't know, Crosby as a 3-4 line like outside linebacker, ooh, with Dean and
really tough.
Walker next to you.
Yeah, that's tough. I don't know. I don't understand why everybody's mad at the Ravens. Like you see it all over social media, but it's like who cares? Like they did what they thought was right, and they didn't want to give up two firsts for him anymore.
Well,
It's not
that's
like
the
the
issue.
deal signed in blood.
Yeah, but they screwed over everybody. Here's the thing. The Raiders came out and said we want two firsts for Max Crosby. Everyone like knew he was injured. Everyone knew that. The reason why it's messed up is okay, so they trade him to the Ravens. Then so the Raiders are like, okay, now we're gonna have to do this now, free agent wise. The Cowboys are like, okay, well, we're out of Max Crosby. We're gonna trade for Rashawn Gary. All these other teams are like, okay, we're out of Max Crosby. Now we're gonna have to do other things. And then the Ravens are like, I don't want to give, I can get Trey Hendrickson and not give up two firsts. So I'm going to say that it's physical and get out of this. It's
Sounds
just bad faith. It's
sounds
not
like
like,
good chess.
they didn't technically do anything wrong.
Yeah,
It's just kind of like slimy.
they really want to win.
They're not going to win with losing all their free agents. Well, and that was the other quote I loved was, oh, we thought we were going to be able to get Linderbaum back. So then it could have been spite too. They were probably mad at the Raiders for getting Linderbaum.
yeah,
I mean, I think it's good for the Raiders. I think they should keep him. When you think about Crosby and you got a new guys coming in on defense, you've got new system, you're trying to build. Crosby's a great guy to build around. Number one, because he's a leader, but also the way he plays, right? He's really plays really hard on the football field all game long. And that's what you want your other guys doing. So keep him, like have him be the cornerstone of your defense.
Well, and that's like everyone's like, oh, how are they going to be able to mend relationships? They actually, to put it this, I mean, Crosby kept quiet. He didn't go to the press. You know how like a lot of these athletes are like, I want to be traded, and it tanks their trade value, right? He kept it kept it civil. They're like, okay, I understand. You don't want to be here for a rebuild, but here's what we're gonna do. If we get two firsts for you, we'll trade you. And he's like,
Right.
okay. And he didn't come out and complain or anything. I mean, they had a good working relationship, and they wanted to keep him. So now I think
Yeah.
he's also seen that grass
Well,
isn't always greener on the other side.
yeah,
Well,
their defense now is going to be good, so he probably wants to stay. Yeah. Makes sense. I mean, what you want to go to the Cowboys? Like, why? So Jerry Jones can screw everything up. You know?
well, let's get on Cowboy fan. I'm seeing all these people go, come to the Cowboys win a Super Bowl. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah, pathetic. It's like everyone think, oh, it'll be Jerry Jones. Hey, he's all in now. All in. How many years has it been? 31 years since you won a Super Bowl.
That's a
He's
long
all in
time.
now, though.
Yeah, right. He's like, don't worry. Don't worry about the past.
We're
We're all
all
in
in.
now. All right. Well, we could move on from Crosby because I don't think we're as worried about as the internet is. They seem to be
I
having
mean,
fun with it.
I was sad that he left. And then I was like, oh, well, that 14th pick and then the next year first, that looks, because I was thinking, oh, maybe we could get up, move two firsts to get up to get Jeremiah Smith next year. I was like, ooh. And then so I was like, okay, Crosby's gone, whatever. And now I'm like, well, I like Crosby. I was like, dang, someone
Right.
should have been going and getting a Max Crosby jersey when it went on sale, right? Because they always go on sale after they get traded and stuff.
Yeah, you probably got them for like $5. Probably go to eBay, right?
Yeah. And then boom, you just start jacking up the prices then.
Oh, goodness.
All right. So free agency in general, though, has been pretty active. And, you look at, we were talking winners, losers, things like that. But when you look at across the board, I think there's a lot of teams doing different things. Some that I think's good, that some I don't quite understand. But focusing on, the biggest winners, who do we think's had a really good free agency so far? And we were talking about let's think about a top three or something. And so let's just go around and talk about, the team, and then we'll try to do different teams. So let's go first.
Derek.
Derek, do you want to go first?
Well, I won't go with my obvious one. Um, I'm gonna go with the Panthers.
Okay.
Well, think about, I
Okay.
mean, the Bucks, the Buxton haven't really done anything. The Falcons got Tua. The Panthers won the division, right? And they got Jalen Phillips and Devin Lloyd to go for that defense. That solidifies that defense.
Yeah, Phillips helps them a lot. That's a great signing for them. But I think that's really just all, right? That's kind of all they did because I mean, who knows what they're going to do? But when you look at it, you're like, okay, Phillips, good cornerstone player, good free agency team.
Well, I mean, Lloyd was the best linebacker in free agency. I mean, and then they got Kenny Pickett.
Right. I mean, could be
But
Cody Pickett too.
yeah, I just think they're already a young team to pick up Phillips and Lloyd to anchor that defense with Derek Brown,
Right.
J.C. Horn. I think they're building a pretty in defense, and that's what a young quarterback needs is a great defense to be behind him, right?
Yeah, we talked about the Panthers the end of last year. They were making progress. So this helps them a lot with Phillips, and their team's going to get 1 year older and more experience. So that's good for them.
Yeah.
So the Panthers throwing it out there. Okay. What do you got, Wes? mean, it's
Well,
okay if you want to go with your own team.
well, yeah. I mean, I'm gonna go with the Raiders. They had, they're building up their defense. They got Naylor at the slot now. Like, you know, it's been a long time since the Raiders do anything like in free agency. So
Well, now they're drafting better. Maybe they're getting better free agents. They might be turning a corner.
yeah, yeah, we'll see. It's hard because we know how the Raiders are. It's like, oh, there's a bright side and there's a dark side, and we've seen a lot of dark sides the last so many years. But I think we're going to build the defense. We're going to build the linebacking court. We're going to do it from the inside out. And it was a good couple days for them.
Well, then getting Linderbaum, you're going to have JPJ back, Colton Miller back. You're solidifying that offensive line. Plus,
Yeah.
by subtraction, Brendan Carroll's not the coach of the offensive line, so that helps out a lot.
Yeah, Lindenberg, he's like the third best center in the NFL, and that was big, he's at 95%. I don't even see how they calculate percentage wins. They said he has a 95% percentage win. Like, how do you even calculate that?
It's probably done by AI now.
About that.
No, of course it's done by AI. Everything's done by AI. We know that, but 95%, that's insane.
Well, and that's what's going to be crazy. It's almost like now they got like a all-pro running back now because Ashton Genty's going to have holes to go through.
That's a massive deal too. He got a 3-year, $81 million deal.
I mean, you have to when you're the Raiders. Think about it. I mean, it's not the same, but when the Jags were really bad and they signed Christian Kirk to that huge contract, and everyone's like, "Oh, why are you doing that?" And it's because the Jags needed to get players to come before they could be good, right? You supplement through the draft, but you still got to draft or sign player that are veterans and center with probably a rookie quarterback is the most important position out there.
100%, because you got a new guy coming in. That's your center's got to help him lead the offense.
Yeah.
And Kubiak's offense depends on the center. So it's like the most important part of the offensive line.
I think they did really well though with Nakobe Dean and Quay Walker though too. They're both really good. Younger guys, going to bring energy to the defense, so you can't complain about that either.
Yeah, and I mean they re-signed Stokes, so now they got 3 Georgia guys on the defense.
I mean, I definitely had the Raiders in my top 3 as far as winning in free agency. Anything else, Wes, stuck out to you for their free agency this year?
Oh, Tua went to the Falcons.
Well, no, for the Raiders. We'll talk about Tua here in a second.
I don't know.
They have two injured quarterbacks now.
Here's the rumor that I wanted to drop on Wes here. Do you know who they're thinking about getting to mentor Mendoza to start the season as quarterback?
No. Who?
Good old Kirk Cousins.
Oh, Jesus Christ, Dad. Really? We're going to dig up Kirk Cousins? Like, come on, Dad. What do you mean mentor? He doesn't need mentoring. Dude, Mendoza, like, I was on the fence about Mendoza, but watching the tapes, that dude, he processes things pretty. The only one that's gonna mentor Mendoza is Tom Brady. And trust me, like Mendoza processes things pretty fast. And Tom Brady's gonna come in and say, you know what? You don't process it faster than me. Let me show you some things. That's the whole thing here. And it was like, oh, his arm's not that strong. I saw him throw a 40-yard out, right? 40 yards. He has a strong enough arm, you know. Cousins reminds me of Mendoza, but he doesn't have those freaking skills that Mendoza
Right.
has. There's no way. Like
Well,
he's
I
got
just think they're doing it to
strong-
save him.
Well, that's probably what's going to happen because it's smart. It's a smart move because Cousin can start the season and he can learn, but Mendoza is gonna he's gonna finish the season. Cousin might start the season, he'll finish the season because they don't want Cousins. Well, who wants Cousins? Like, oh yeah,
What are the chances? What are the chances Mendoza and how quickly he beats him out? Could you see a beginning of the season starting from Mendoza, or are you thinking later
No.
4 or 5 week 6?
No, if you're Kubiak, you start Cousins. You just don't want to hurt because NFL is different. Like this isn't Indiana. This isn't like of course he can handle it, but you start Cousins for like the first 6 games, and then Cousins is gonna suck like he always does. He just and so you bring in Mendoza like 7 or 8 a week. It's like you don't want to throw him out there. Like look what happened to Ward this year. Can you imagine that guy? They're gonna be lucky they didn't hurt his confidence.
Right, and his shoulder.
He got destroyed. He's like, why? I just want to go back to school.
It was rough for
I don't
Ward.
care what college I go to, but Cam Ward, that was disgusting.
Yeah, it was rough.
And you know what? And if I was the head coach of Tennessee, I'm like, you know what? No, I'm not doing that to you. I'll throw some, I'll throw
Kirk Cousins in. All right. Well, let's get our last team in here, and so looking at, there's a lot of other teams that did okay. I actually really like what the Steelers did. They addressed some needs. They got two really good DBs in Dean and Asante Samuel Jr. And now you're pairing that with Porter. Good looking secondary, but also I think for me, Rico Dowdle's an underrated running back. I think he's been having strength, getting better season over season, especially just based on the touch amounts. He didn't get the ball as much as he could have as every other running back. And so going into a place like Pittsburgh, who's going to run the ball, great, right? This is going to be really good for them. And then you put somebody next to Metcalf and Michael Pittman, right? So that's a pretty good free agency, I'd say, for the Steelers. You get a second receiver, you get a good running back, and two really good DBs.
The only problem is your quarterback's fucking Aaron Rodgers.
He hasn't decided yet, dude.
Dude, I saw something today. Like, are they gonna build around Aaron Rodgers? The dude's 42 years old. Yeah, let's build around LeBron James while we're at it. Like, it's so stupid. And he's just and Aaron Rodgers is like, well, I don't know. Maybe I should go in the dark room. Maybe you want to play football or you don't. You want to play quarterback for the Steelers? I mean, What do you think Terry Bradshaw said? Terry Bradshaw's like, he don't like him at all, right? Like, do you want to play quarterback or not?
Well, we don't know their quarterback situation yet because Aaron hasn't decided yet. So we'll see how that plays out. I don't think it's going to go well for them, but you never know. What they're doing on their other parts of their team, their free agents. It's been a good year for them. Maybe they go get Kyler Murray. You never know.
I think he's going to the Vikings. Bye, JJ.
So that's a great transition into who's left. Other free agency moves as we wrap up free agency here. Kyler Murray still available. I've seen Vikings listed. Um, Couple big moves like Trent McDuffie went to the Rams. Phillips, you mentioned, went to the Panthers. And then Kenneth Walker goes to the Chiefs. So how many times does somebody win the Super Bowl MVP and then go to another team?
Good. Are we going to talk about Kenneth Walker
What's the
going to the
stat
Chiefs?
on that, Wes? How many times does
I'll
somebody
tell you this. If I was the commissioner of the NFL, I would have blocked it. Blocked it. Blocked. Like, sorry. Like, I know everything's fixed. It's obvious everything's fixed. Like, oh my God, we lost all these, Chiefs fans because they weren't in the Super Bowl. Like, you're blocked. There's no way Kenneth Walker's going to the Chiefs at all. The NBA did it. They blocked trades. I blocked that one. Like, nope. See you later. Have a nice day.
Yeah, I've seen the NBA did do that at least one time. I remember that one.
Oh, yeah.
They blocked.
Multiple times. And the dude's 25 years old. And my buddy, who's a huge Seahawks fan, he's like, I don't understand it. I go, well, you know what? We got to make the Chiefs relevant again. They've never been relevant. They've been in disparity for years. They've only been to 5 Super Bowls in the last 7 years. So we got to get them back in the Super Bowl so they can bore us all with Travis Kelce and all their crap. He's
I think you're being a little rough
player.
on the Chiefs, Wes.
Come on, dude.
I mean, it's
good.
The thing is, well, I know what wasn't Larry Brown, Desmond Howard both went to the Raiders after winning the Super Bowl MVP, right? But that the Seahawks let a lot of players go, and they didn't want to pay Walker that much when they got Charbonnet and
He's 25 years old. He's not old. He's not like some 30-year-old running back. You can't pay Kenneth Walker. He's the Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? He's a Super Bowl MVP, and he's a stud. And you let him go to the effing Chiefs?
well,
They're gonna if you go to the Super Bowl, if it's the Chiefs and the Seahawks in the Super Bowl, they'll beat your ass in the Super Bowl. Why would you do that?
Well, maybe he wanted to
wrong.
go. Maybe he didn't
He wanted to
want.
go.
Maybe he wanted to be a Chief.
I mean, he got paid, right? 3-year, $43 million.
I'm sure they would have paid him.
Yeah.
I'm sure they'd have figured it. The dude just honestly, if Kenneth Walker didn't play in that game, they might not have won that game. Even though New England looks so pathetic. What I'm saying is like he just won the Super Bowl for you. And then you're just gonna leave and go to the Chiefs?
Well, and then come on, let's not be really realistic here. Should he even been the Super Bowl MVP? We know it should have been the kicker.
Yeah.
Should have been the kicker. Should have been the kicker.
We know this. So yes, if Kenneth Walker wasn't there, they still would have won because they had the MVP kicker.
MVP.
Oh jeez.
Well,
You
so
really had to go there.
obviously Wes isn't happy with the Kenneth Walker signing.
No, I'm not. At all. It should be blocked. I'm Commissioner
What
West.
about
I'm blocking.
the last one? One more, because we got to move on from free agency. One more. Malik Willis. So Tua goes to Atlanta, which I don't even know what Atlanta's doing these days. But Tua goes to Atlanta, but Malik Willis to Miami. So let's talk Malik Willis to Miami first. Did he earn the right to do this and get paid and take over the reins as a team? And is he the guy for the Dolphins?
Well, long ago, before I gave up on him, I believed in Malik Willis until Tennessee destroyed him. But he goes to the Packers. He revitalizes his career. The head coach of the Packers was the defense coordinator of the head coach of the Dolphins was the defensive coordinator of the Packers. So he saw Willis every day at practice. And the GM came from the Packers. So they know a lot about Willis. He's still young. He's mobile. They can run a lot of good offense with like him and HN.
Yeah.
And I think it was one of her favorite, what's her name? Annie Agar was saying, how many Bears fans came up to her and said that Willis is better than Jordan Love?
Right. Yeah, you don't. He just doesn't have. He definitely didn't have the screen time to prove that. That's for sure. But
Well,
um, he's he's not a bad quarterback. I mean, you got what are you going to do? Keep riding Tua? How long can you stay with Tua if you're the Dolphins? And maybe they're
80,
looking at if they play bad enough, they can draft a quarterback.
80 million dead cap hit
Oh
to get rid of
gosh.
Tua.
gee, why would you even pay him?
I think, well,
Like it's
that's the
so
thing.
stupid.
You get to the point with quarterbacks, it's either you poop or get off the pot, right? And it's all the time with these middle of the road teen that they get paid, right? It's like Tua, we either pay Tua or we try and find a replacement, and which we might not ever do, right? And so then we get these guys, we get the Cousins and we get the Tuas. Sadly, I mean, talent wise, we get the Herberts, right? Herbert hasn't done anything, but he got that huge
He
contract.
hasn't. No, it's stupid. The contracts are honestly just watching free agency. I'm like, why are they getting paid this much? All right. Do you have a Super Bowl ring on your finger? You shouldn't get paid. I'm sorry. You
But I
know,
mean, look at it this way. Look at the Raiders. They got rid of Carr, and Carr was okay, right? He was top 15, maybe the low 15, like in the middle. And then they were in purgatory, right? Like you can't find like good quarterbacks are really, really hard to find. And sometimes you just need an okay quarterback.
no, it's the way they develop quarterbacks. It's so stupid. Like you have three levels of how to develop a quarterback: high school, college, pros. You're telling me that there isn't some dude in Oregon that's better than Josh Allen? There is. There's talent all over California, but you know what? Somehow your second string quarterbacks are so terrible. I don't even know where some of these second string quarterbacks come from. I'm like, you went to where? Like, don't tell me there's not talent in this nation. It's a pretty big, there's over 40,000 high schools in the country. Are you telling me that we're taking 32 teams, 64 quarterbacks? Those are the best 64 quarterbacks in the NFL? It's not. It's stupid.
Yeah, but you got Uncle Rico, dude. He throws a football over the mountain.
Well, dude, that's Uncle Rico, dude. We already know that.
Well, Gardner Minshew, right? Like you're talking about backup
Oh,
quarterbacks.
dude.
This
Dude,
guy
he
just
has
signed
great
what?
arguments you did.
He's going to sit on a
You're
bench for $10
still
million dollars a year or something like that.
Well, what's Blue Mountain State, right? That was his whole thing. Is he wanted to be a backup quarterback. It was the best job in the world.
I mean, it
Yeah.
is. Everybody's fighting for that position, but I mean, so I guess we're undecided on Malik Willis being a good pickup or not.
No, it's good because there's no risk because the Dolphins should suck next year, and if Malik, hey, he puts up good numbers, it's not you know, they shouldn't make the playoffs. If they make the playoffs, that's great. It helps him. I mean, he's a good quarterback overall, but you're asking a lot for him to like. Oh yeah, we're gonna do something. Like, no, you're not. Your team sucks.
Yeah, he's a
It's not.
But he
temporary
It's
has
not a
fix.
good
won in the
team.
cold, though. He has won cold weather games.
Yeah,
So that's one thing.
he's been in the cold weather for a little bit.
You're saying the
Uh,
Dolphins don't do well in the cold?
yeah. All right, so we'll keep our eye on free agency here as it wraps up, and maybe come back to it in next week or the week after segment. We do have our other new segment to get to, which is going to be talking about players at their respective positions, the best all times for these teams. We went through Buffalo last week. We went through, most of the offensive defense positions. It was really great to look back at some of the players and the different positions. And so this week we're going to do the division, and we're only going to do two positions. We're going to do quarterback and linebacker. So let's start. I mean, we might as well. It's your guys' division. We might as well start with quarterback in the AFC West. Well, and let's just start with the Raiders.
Oh, Jesus. What are we doing? We're evaluating our quarterbacks.
I'll go first.
Number one, the Raiders don't have a quarterback. We
All
got
time.
It's all time.
Oh, all time? Okay.
Yeah. So all time for me, I would say, kind of looking back and forth, I'd say the Raiders. You have to go with Stabler. There's good arguments for a couple other quarterbacks. There really is. I just think Stabler overall, when he has, the championship games, the Super Bowl win, and he was just the snake, dude. He was the rock in the pocket. So I'm going with Stabler for the quarterback of the Raiders. What do you got, Derek?
Yeah, I got Stabler too. I mean, LaMonica is pretty good too, but I would go Stabler.
Wes doesn't like it. What do you got, Wes?
No, it's Stabler.
Okay. So Wes does.
Five consecutive AFC championship games.
Right.
And I've told this story before because I've heard, I met one of his friends one time and he told me, he's like, Madden had a rule. You got to be, you go out Saturday night, be home by 11. Stabler did not adhere to those rules. And if he would have adhered those rules, they probably won 3 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
Back then it was a different game. It's like, they didn't take it so seriously. So I'm going to go out and play football tomorrow. That's the way Stabler was. He went to 5 straight AFC championship games. They got screwed in a couple of those games by bad officiating. It's not like there weren't there were not blowouts. So yeah, it's Stabler.
All right. I mean, I think that probably to me was the easier of the teams. So that's why I start with the Raiders, not just because, obviously you guys are Raiders fans, but I think that was the easiest pick for me. But let's go over to you guys' favorite. Let's go to Kansas City.
Boo.
Why don't you start on this one, Derek?
It's Mahomes.
Oh, that must hurt.
I mean, Len Dawson was good,
Oh, dude.
but what Mahomes has already done, and he's still going, it's got to be Mahomes.
It is.
Yeah. There's not as much of a question in that one either.
Yeah.
There's not any other that did anything really, right?
Well, Len Dawson.
Len Dawson went to 2 Super Bowls. He lost
Yeah.
the first Super Bowl, and he won the 4th. But he really didn't do that much. I mean, Mahomes secures it from Super Bowl 58. That was an amazing performance. Like, the Niners were locked in. They knew everything. Like, we got him covered. Our defense is legit, and he did pick them apart. Mahomes is an amazing talent. That was probably the highest moment so far in Super Bowl history, in his Super Bowls, even against the Eagles. That was better than the Eagles. He picked them apart to win that game.
Yeah,
I
agree. That was a great performance.
Yeah, and I sat there. I'm like, God, I don't like this guy at all. But you know what? He just tore them up.
All right, well, let's jump then over to the Chargers.
Boo.
Wes, what do you got there? Who's the best Chargers quarterback?
Sam Humphries.
I like Stan Humphries. I don't ever say he's the best, but I always liked him.
It's because he made the Super Bowl West. Is that why?
Stan Humphries?
I do. I loved him.
Everybody. No, come on, dude. They only went to one Super Bowl with Stan Humphries.
I know, but it was prime time. Watching a lot of football.
Natron means
That's right.
business. Jeez, dude. I
Yeah,
don't know.
so it's obviously not Stan Humphries then. So who do you got?
Dan Fouts.
Yeah.
It's Dan Fouts. The dude that should have won. He should have went to 3 Super Bowls, but the worst one was the Freezer Bowl. If anybody hasn't seen the Freezer Bowl, go on YouTube and type in the Freezer Bowl. That is the most insane game. Like, it was the coldest game ever. The Ice Bowl, everyone's like, oh, the Ice Bowl. No, the Freezer Bowl was a lot worse.
Because the ice
And
goes in the freezer, right? So it's much colder.
yeah, pretty much. And that's what screwed Dan Fouts. He's like, they beat the Dolphins the week before in that crazy, like, Winslow game. It's like,
Yeah.
oh yeah. Then we're gonna go to Cincinnati. Oh, it's only negative freaking 10 degrees.
Well, but stat wise, you look at Philip Rivers, there's just no comparison because is it stats? You just don't like the stats? Because stat wise, Rivers is the yards and touchdowns for the
Yeah,
division leader of that division.
he is. That's true.
I'm still taking Dan Fouts because I'm just not a Philip Rivers fan. But there's an argument for him, I think,
Oh
in
yeah.
that. So I have to mention it. But I agree. I think Dan Fouts is he's a very pure quarterback and probably the best that they've had up to this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's Fouts. And the Rivers thing, it's like he's a compiler. He didn't win. They were like the Chargers under Philip Rivers were the biggest underachievers next to the Chargers under Justin Herbert.
Oh no.
Brutal.
Oh, yeah.
But
Oh, that's
it's
good.
I mean it's Fouts. Like you
It's
said, he should have gone to a few Super Bowls. He didn't get there, but his teams were
Yeah.
in it.
Okay, so we all
Rivers
agree
never really in it.
we're in agreement so far. I left this one for last on purpose because got to go to the Broncos now.
oh jeez.
And I mean, the obvious question there is John Elway, Peyton Manning, right?
Oh, is that even a question? It's John Elway. Of
No doubt,
course.
unless is mine. John
No,
Elway.
no, he went to
It's
5
Elway.
Super Bowls. He lost 3 and they're horrific losses. But his last 2 he won. The last Super Bowl, Super Bowl 33, he was Super Bowl MVP. And he was old. It's like, too old.
Yeah.
And he's like, I know I'm too old. This is my last game. And he won it. It's totally John. Dude, watch. Everybody watch John Elway highlights. It's stupid.
Yeah. He's ridiculous. And I mean, okay, I got John Elway as well. But the question is what about career wise? And then is it the fact that Peyton Manning played for the Colts for so long before he came to Denver? Would he be the Denver's all-time greatest quarterback if he played at Denver from the beginning?
Well,
If he
yeah.
played in Denver when Elway played at Denver, he would have been dead within 2 years.
Dead.
Dude.
Andrew Luck style.
I mean, Peyton Manning had Reggie Wayne and Marvin Harrison. What did John Elway have?
Dude, what are you talking about, dude? You got Ricky
Don't be talking about
Yeah, the
Jackson
three
and
amigos,
The
man.
three amigos.
yeah, Ricky Natil, who's like having drug offenses all the time. Yeah, no. And then, oh yeah, what was it? Oh, Edger and James, Peyton Manning had with the Colts.
Oh yeah.
Now, before the Super Bowl wins, can you? I mean, you can because you know, but the Broncos running backs really?
Well, yeah, you
What?
don't you don't
Sammy
come across a
Winder and
Terrell
Bobby
Davis.
Humphrey?
No,
Yeah.
Bobby Humphries was good. Dude, when they walked into that 49er game, they had like the #1 defense, and Bobby, like, they actually had a running back, and you get beat 55-10. Like, that shows you how good the Niners were. Like, that is, if I have to take one team, what's your number? Like, if we're playing, Madden or whatever, take the best team of all time. I'll take the 89 49ers. To beat them down like that.
There's a good argument for the 89 49ers. I would definitely go with that one.
Well, and then
So, go ahead.
we talk about Elway having those bad Super Bowls. Well, Peyton Manning against the Seahawks with the Broncos.
That's
Oh,
what
that
I
was
was going to
brutal.
say. I was getting to that point. Dude, remember we're sitting here watching the game and he snapped overhead? I was like, game's over. It was over. Yeah.
Yeah, that Seattle defense was really good.
And when he beat Super Bowl 50, when he beat the Panthers, it wasn't him. It was Von Miller. That defense just harassed Cam Newton. I mean, remember Cam Newton, the best offense of all time? They walked in that game. They didn't score. They scored 10 points. It wasn't Peyton Manning. He looked terrible. He looked like Johnny Unitas in Super Bowl 5.
Oh yeah, I remember Johnny Unitas in Super Bowl 5.
Too old.
Wes, you're the only one that watches that.
Hey, dude, there's people in their 80s that remember that, dude.
Oh man. Okay, so we're all John Elway. So we all got the four same quarterbacks. So here's the last question before we move to the next division. Of the four we named, who's the best overall?
Oh, jeez.
Elway.
That's
Ooh,
not
a
fair.
quick answer.
For now, I agree. It's Elway. Oh yeah, dude, it's stupid. Dude,
Man, I really think by the end it'll be Mahomes.
oh, well, eventually. Well, maybe if Travis Kelce plays another 4 years, maybe he came back for his 15th year. Jesus Christ, dude. Why did
I don't
Kenneth
know.
Walker have to go to the Chiefs?
We're past Kenneth Walker.
Well, I think here's the thing. Mahomes got drafted by a good team. Elway is what made the Broncos a great team.
Dude, he called his own plays. John Elway, back in the day, it's like going on the play like the way we used to do.
Yeah.
You play football like Steve's like,
just
you
make
do
it
this,
up.
Wes, Stephanie, you do this. It's like that's the way it was. Now it's like it's so technical. Come on, dude. It's totally John Elway.
All right. All
okay,
right.
you cover us, I'll run.
We'll go with John
how
Elway.
well he ran.
I'll give you guys John Elway. All right, so next one is moving to defensive side of the ball. We're talking about linebacker, and we're going into my division, and we're going to the NFC North.
This one might have some debate, at least with.
There's a lot of debate in this, I think. So let's start, I guess, with what I might call the easier, but maybe not. I guess start with Minnesota.
Well, that one's the hard one because there isn't much.
Because Minnesota's linebackers are horrible. It's like, what are you doing?
Yeah. So I'll start, and the only one that I could think of, and it was the first one that popped in my head, and then I was like, okay, let me look up his stats. And he was only a two-time Pro Bowler, but it's Scott Studwell.
So funny. I mean, he's the first guy you think of if you watched regular football, growing up, and you're trying to think of, man, who was a good or not a good Minnesota linebacker.
It's pretty much, yeah. I mean,
I got to go with Matt Blair because
yes, Matt Blair was because he was a
just more
six-time
flashy.
Pro Bowler.
Minnesota's not a very flashy team, and Matt Blair was a special teams artist. He was a good linebacker, six-time Pro Bowler. So just a little more flashy than Studwell. Studwell is probably the most reliable linebacker that
He
they
was the
had.
middle. Studwell was the captain. He was the middle
Yeah.
linebacker. So
Either of those
Yeah.
work for you, Wes?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to look through Minnesota's linebackers and try to figure that out. So I'm going Blair. You're going Studwell. I think either way, you're gonna run into the. That's as good as it gets for
that's
Minnesota.
it. That's all they have, really. Those two.
Detroit's a little more interesting, even though it's kind of on the same realm of like, come on, Detroit, what are you guys doing? But you got for me, I think Joe Schmitz was a great player, good position wise, but I think Chris Spellman for me is the greatest Detroit Lions linebacker just because of the way he played. He was so hard nosed. He was always in the game. He was real high motor guy and just made a lot of tackles. Still, went to 4 Pro Bowls.
Well, that's where I was going Spielman, but you got to go Joe Schmidt. We're opposite here. The thing is, dude, he played when the Lions actually won championships. He's a 10-time Pro Bowler, 8-time first team All Pro. He's on the 100th anniversary all-time team. He's in the Hall of Fame. So you got to give it to him.
I'm still going Spillman. Who you got, Wes?
Yeah. There's Spillman.
Might as well take him there, right? All right. Well, here's where it gets a little harder. Well, not quite yet, but Green Bay. We'll go to Green Bay. We'll use the Bears for last because I think that's the most debate there. Um, I mean, when you look at Green Bay, it's got to be Ray Nitschke, right?
Yeah. That's what I was going to say.
Is there any
That one
question?
was the easiest.
Yeah.
Actually, it was. Yeah.
But I saved him for this time because he's worth talking about in the same conversations we're about to have about the Bears linebackers, right? Because Nitschke was good, real good. Turnovers, playing on teams that won games, playing with, obviously Lombardi era. Um, but yeah, he's just one of the greatest linebackers probably. You got to be top 10, right?
Yeah, top 5, I would think, right?
Well, I mean, what era are we talking about? Like the classic era? Yes, of course, he's top 5.
Yeah.
But nowadays, it's like, to me, you break it up classic era, modern, which is like 80 to 2000, and then the new age, which is 2000 to 2020, and then you have the non-contact league, which is what the freaking Chiefs belong in. That's why they do so well.
That's funny. So no debate there on Nitschke. I think the Bears is the most interesting of the linebacker debate
Oh,
because you
dude.
got 4 really good arguments. I think and one of them you would think is the top. Like so Urlacher I would think would be more of an argument, but once you start looking at George Singletary and Dick Butkus,
Yeah. Dude.
like Urlacher kind of falls out a little bit.
Yeah.
I like Singletary. Sorry. I'm taking Singletary. That defense
I
was
don't
so
argue. I'm in agreement. After going back and forth a little bit between the
yeah.
three, like I still have to go with Singletary.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's what we've seen. It has to be Singletary.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
Butkus,
yeah, go ahead.
Butkus is probably the best, but for what we witnessed
Yeah.
Singletary, his eyes in that defense, and
Well, the consistency in which he performed with all the Pro Bowls and all the first teams and just all the tackles in general, leading the team, he
Well,
he at such a high level for such a long time.
another thing is let's talk about the 85 Bears defense. It's like remember the MVP is Richard Dent, right? So it's like they were able to be stars on the outside. He in the middle, he controlled the middle.
Right.
right? So he wasn't. Nobody talked about him like he's a star. Well, it's because he controlled. Like you're not running through us because of me. So we're gonna allow the edges to destroy Tony Eason, which I don't even understand. Tony Eason, like that was the end of his career that game.
Ugh.
Like he was young. It's like, okay, Tony Eason, you never heard of that Tony Eason ever again after that game. That's how
Yeah, I
bad
mean,
they destroyed them.
wasn't it Steve Grogan most of the season? He got hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got hurt. No. Tony Eason started. They like, oh, Grogan can play. It's like, no, he can't play. Their defense is that good. Like you could, like they should have subbed in Joe Montana for like, hey, you wanna play some football? Like, no. It's
Yeah,
just
they
their
wish.
defense was that legit. But you could do that when you have a middle linebacker that's that. He controlled the middle of the field. You're not running on us, so you better throw the football. And that led the edges to
Yeah,
come
they
out.
get a lot of blitzing and their
Yeah.
schemes were great. The so I think we're all agreement then, Singletary, right? So of the four we just named, then you got, Hall of Famers, Nitschke and Schmidt and Singletary, Dick Butkus. So who's the best out of them, out of the group? I can't see any reason not to say Singletary, but obviously helps being a Bears fan. Nitschke's close. Butkus is real close. I mean, geez, Bill George has a good
No,
argument.
but what about the Vikings? I
Matt
forgot.
Blair, Scott Studwell.
Oh, jeez. I don't know. Oh, it's not the Vikings. We know that for sure. Um, you know, yeah, I agree. It's Singletary.
I'm still it's when you put it in terms of um gosh, it's probably Butkus, even though we picked Singletary. I mean, seriously though.
Yeah, I mean it's hard. It's really hard. You look at their stats and you look at the Pro Bowls and you look at the things they did. The problem is that each one of these guys did different things for their generation, even up to Urlacher, who changed the way the middle linebacker ran around the field, intercepting the ball and playing more of a speed position. But Singletary, coined that crowd in a 4-6 around the linebacker, and then Butkus and Bill George, they were just like the first real just run around and tackle everybody, right? I'm just the guy that tackles everybody. So
Yeah.
it's tough.
Yeah, it is crazy. So I looked up Gil Brandt's top linebackers, right? Like all time.
Yeah.
He has Butkus at 3, Bill George at 7, Joe Schmidt at 10,
Wow.
Nitschke at 11, and then Singletary at 16.
Jeez.
But he also has Ray Lewis at 12. So I don't know about that.
Yeah, you're not giving me
But
a
this
lot of
is like,
confidence in this guy.
but this is like he takes outside linebackers as
Right.
higher.
Yeah.
And still, Urlacher, dude, he was good.
Amazing.
Urlacher was filthy. But
Yeah,
in
but I don't-
modern era, like, he was good.
Yeah, but modern era, you're taking Singletary over Urlacher, though.
Of course I'm going to. You know why?
Let's go Singletary just because it's what we know.
Will show
Yeah.
up my house and kick me in the face.
Singletary might come over.
I'll like open my door and I see those eyes. I'm like, dude, I'm sorry.
I give up. All right. Well, this is good, and so we got the best overall there. We got the 4 teams. So let's wrap it up with NBA question of the day. Got a couple minutes for this. question of the day is are the seasons too long, basically? Like, did they need to cut down 10 games or so off of the NBA season? Spurred by Steve Kerr, vocal in the media talking about it.
Pansies.
This is no. It's not just because what he said yesterday. It's because he prefaced that what he said 3 months ago. He said, "You know what? It's great that we want to have all this scoring. It's like the problem is the players can't handle the load. They can't. This is why the Bulls were the Bulls. You know, everybody forgets about the Chicago Bulls. Like, and Phil Jackson gets all this hate. I was like, okay. He's like, I got the best scorer in the NBA, clutch player. I got the second guy. I got my wing, and I got a bunch of role players, including Steve Kerr. He's like, I don't care if we score 90, 95 points. We're going to win all of our games. And they did. This idea that you have to score 120 points a game, right? Because they're trying to get people back. Like, we care all of a sudden. We cared about personalities, not the play is great, but can you give us some personality?
No, they're shooting so many threes, and they are running up and down the court, which is kind of the argument that these guys are making, especially like Steve Kerr, that the guys get too tired in the modern game.
Yeah. Look at Luka. I watched that, Luka the other night. He's gassed.
Yeah.
We're not even April yet.
He doesn't condition though. Luka doesn't condition.
No, remember how I lost all this weight? He's already, because you can't score 120 points every game and think that you're going to be, for the playoffs, you're going to be full speed. You should cut it down, actually play defense. And the problem is nobody plays defense. Like, we're not going to play defense anymore.
Well, that's the thing is, so why are they getting so tired? They're not even playing any defense.
Well, they're not playing a lot of games. They got all these games off.
Here's the thing: they don't need to cut games out of the regular. They need to cut games out of the stupid playoffs. We don't need 7-game series out throughout the whole playoffs. Yeah. We don't need play-in games. Get back to the way it used to be.
Yeah.
Where it's like a 5-game series in the first round, right? It's like, dude, we don't need 20. I don't need to start the playoffs in like May and end in like July.
Yeah, the play-in games, that really bothers me. I don't like that. Top 8 go, right? That's what the season's for. So I don't like that either. I guess the best argument that I have for them, I don't think they should reduce the games. I think the coaches and the team should adjust. If they're having problems with guys getting tired, you should play your bench players more, right? You should have a better rotation, right? You should set up a team that's 6, 7, 8 guys deep and get a real basketball game going. Where you sub guys in and out and you run plays and you do all that stuff.
What a concept. You have freaking 14 guys on your bench, and then it's like you can't play them, right? That's exactly like let's say you're in January, February. It's like, yeah, we're in the dog days of the season. Why don't we just play all our players?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, and then here's the other thing for the players, though. You take 10 games off the season, NBA loses revenue, you lose money.
Well, no, they'll lose 10% of their There's no way they're cutting games. That's all there's to it.
I don't understand. So, in our lifetime, the NFL has gone from like 14 to what? How many is it? 17 or 18
games? Yeah.
18.
Now, and that's a violent sport where you get injured more. But in the NBA, where you just run up and down a court and shoot, We got to reduce games.
No, there's definitely plenty of injuries in the NBA. It's
Yeah, but it's not as physical.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying is like they need to create like next year, this year in the season, just have a big seminar. It's like a a counseling session to sit there and let's teach these guys how to play real basketball so you don't go sit tired and hurt yourself. It's how did we play basketball? Dude, my coach in 6th grade, he's like, I will not allow you the ball to touch the floor. If you catch the ball and dribble, I will bench you. And that's exactly what they did to me. Like, okay, catch the ball and is anybody open? That doesn't happen anymore. That can reduce the you're not going to travel faster than a basketball when you pass it.
right.
And the idiocy is they catch the ball, and the first thing you do, I'm going to dribble the ball. No, catch the ball, and you do this. It's stupid. And and
It is NBA and not 5th grade basketball, though, Wes.
you could do that and look for the basketball and pass it to someone, and they get an alley oop.
There's a portion of it that there's an adjustment to the game as it's evolved, where coaches are playing this way as well, right? It's not just the players; the coaches are setting it up
it's an
too.
entertainment industry, just like the
Right.
NFL is. They think if we score more points, that women are going to watch the game somehow. like just like the NFL, or college football. Like, oh yeah, they scored 40
Right.
points, so girls are going to watch it. No, men, it is a man sport. We want to watch it. If you want to watch it with us, congratulations. I don't care about anybody else but us watching it.
No, yeah. Now we're way
These
off
viewpoints are by.
yeah,
I don't care.
Yeah, these
That's
viewpoints
the
are
truth.
supported by Fresh West.
They sit there like, let's score more points, and they're like, oh yeah, maybe I should
All
watch
right.
that. I'm like, yeah.
So, no more games, less games. What was
Less
our answer?
playoff games.
Less playoff games. Keep the season just as long.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. Well, and then last thing on the NBA, if you didn't hear at the beginning of the podcast, and you're probably definitely not listening anymore, but if you are, yeah, keep in mind we're doing the as many days as we can, put out some NBA prop bets for you. And again, if there's any other topics you'd like to hit or any questions about the prop bets we're putting out, just comment, let us know, and we'll see if we can help you out. And then last but not least, we'll be back with the movie segment next week. So appreciate you guys listening, and we'll see you next time.